I love 5 burning questions.
All right, brother. You ready?
This is your baby.
Yes, it is.
Birth it. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Here we go, Cap. Number 1.
Number 1.
Should the Bears send a message by having Nate Davis be a reserve against Indianapolis?
They should. And again, because of injury, Ryan Bates dealing with the at least 4-game IR stint. They have Matt Pryor. They don't have Larry Borum back. Got to get him back. I don't know if they have the depth to be able to send a real message, but the message I would like to send, Nate's inactive. But I just don't know if they, like, what are you going to do? If you make him inactive, if you don't have somebody else and Pryor goes down, then what do you do?
I know that's the fan in you. That last comment was the fan in you. But the coach in you knows, look, it's a proud veteran. He's not playing well. He just can't start for me.
But the proud part is where I will push back. A proud man does not comport themselves like this guy has. Show up at work and earn your paycheck. You may not be good at it.
Yeah.
Or we may have vehement disagreements, like me and Shay this morning. But he shows up, does his job. I show up and do my job. We could have a disagreement. We could say, you know what? I don't like how you're blocking this, but you're competing. I don't see compete level out of that dude for 60 minutes. I do not.
But because it's a numbers game, I know you can't do that.
I would bench him at the very least. Would like him to be inactive. Would like him to be the guy that isn't in uniform. Oh, why are you not in uniform? Because I did not take care of my business properly.
All right, here's what's next.
Number 2.
Cap, what does Shane Waldron do well as an offensive coordinator?
I don't know yet. Now, his body of work from L.A., where he was the pass game coordinator, to Seattle, where he was the offensive coordinator, those tell you that he can develop quarterbacks. He resurrected Geno Smith. Sean McVay raves about his abilities. But through 2 games, the offense here is struggling. So what does he do well?
Yeah.
His rep is he develops quarterbacks.
Sure. I was just wondering if there's something in particular, like a certain play or a certain trend that you got through 2 games that you saw from Waldron. You like, I like the way that Caleb threw the ball on 2nd down or 3rd down.
I don't see one yet. I thought Caleb started strong. What was he, 5 for 5?
Mm-hmm.
That looked better. But I think there was a 3rd and 12 early in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong, one of you. 3rd and 12, Caleb was able to complete a pass and get the 1st down.
Mm-hmm.
And D'Amico Ryans went, okay, that's it. We're bringing pressure.
Yes.
And our offensive line got overmatched. And Caleb struggled and got hit. And he was banged up, man. Banged up. So I can't give you a trend yet that I'm hanging my hat on.
Yeah, that is just going back to my notes. Early in the game, you're right. There's a 12-yard gain to DJ Moore. The short passing game was there against their secondary.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but it's few and far between that game against the Texans. That's the point.
Right, and you never were able to establish the run. What is DeAndre Swift? Shay, help me out.
So it's
48 yards on 24 carries?
24 to 48,
2 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not going to work. Now, can he be better if he runs between the tackles? Maybe. Why would you not go more double tight ends? Oh, there's Cole Kmet. There's Mercedes Lewis. Let's block. Or there's Gerald Everett. Somebody. Let's get some more blocking.
We're doing 5 burning questions here on the Kap and J Hood Morning Show. Let's go to the next one.
Number 3.
Cap, which player on defense would you like for them to step up more?
Which player on defense would I like them to step up more? This is an unfair, you can make numbers look any way you want them to.
Mm-hmm.
How many sacks does Montez Sweat have through 2 games?
I believe
0.
I think 0. I don't think he has any.
Okay, but you have to put the tape on to look and go, wow, That guy's getting, I saw it multiple in the first 2 weeks where he's got basically 3 guys blocking him.
Mhm.
No human being is going to be able to shed 3 like-sized guys and get to the quarterback. But by doing that, you are allowing other guys to get to the quarterback, whether it was Jack Sanborn or Andrew Billings or whoever it is.
Oh.
So, but I would like to see him get to the quarterback.
So the team has 6.
Mm-hmm.
Dexter with 2, Taylor with 2, Sanborn and Edmonds. That's it.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to see Sweat record at least 1 sack on Sunday.
Anybody else? Because we know what we do as a blanket statement. We talk about how good the defense is, and they are stellar, especially in that second half against the Texans. I think they played well enough to be able to win that game, and they did against the Titans. But overall, I think they're opportunistic in the secondary. It was good to see Jack Sanborn get something because we didn't hear his name at all in the Titans game. So that's good. The linebackers doing the job, man. More times than not, they're going to lead in tackles.
Defensive backfield's phenomenal. And Kyler Gordon with a great read.
Yeah.
He just didn't secure the football. That's a game-changing play.
Yeah.
That's 6 points right there. There's your ball game. Kick the extra point and you win. But it didn't work out.
All right, we are in the middle of 5 burning questions. We have more and more of your phone calls coming up on the Bears. 312-332-3776, our phone number. Kap and J Hood. So, Kap, we will go to the next one.
Number 4.
Bring it on.
Kap, which team in the NFC North has surprised you one way or the other the most?
Really good question.
There's a lot of choices there.
The easy answer is to go, well, the Vikings, they're 2-0. But I'm not going to go there. Once again, Matt LaFleur has proven to me how elite a coach he is. Jordan Love goes down, and Malik Willis has been there like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
He looked comfortable. They didn't ask him to throw for 300 yards. Malik Willis made some big-time throws when he had to. But they ran the ball, and the Colts knew they were going to do that. And they said, we're going to run it right down your throat, and there's nothing you can do about it. We're going to impose our will on you. Man, he had that team fired up, ready to go. The Packers were getting 3.5 at home. Mm-hmm. How did everyone not pound that? The Packers? They're a good football team. Much as I dislike them, they're a really good football team. And that guy's elite. So that one surprised me that people were that much in doubt because Jordan Love went down.
I mean, it's Malik Willis.
Right?
Who knew that Indianapolis's defensive front would be Swiss cheese?
Right.
I mean, even though it's at home for Green Bay, just the idea that, okay, we're going to take it out of Willis's hands if you're LaFleur, and we're going to pound the football with Josh Jacobs 32 times for 151 yards. Well, you stay with it to the run. Does it mean it works? Maybe, maybe not. But it showed a weakness in the Colts that the Bears can utilize here coming up on Sunday.
And a strength of the Packers.
Yeah.
But if I had done this show or this question 3 weeks ago, you know what people would have said. Malik Willis sucks. He's horrible. Really? Maybe if he gets elite coaching in a really good system, maybe he can be a competent, I'm not telling you a Super Bowl winner, but competent.
Can you believe it? It was Willis getting it done.
What you talking about, Willis?
Well, yes, that Willis.
What you talking about, Willis? But that guy looked very solid.
What you talking about, Willis?
And for 3 weeks of not even having time to really get reps because Jordan Love gets all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why if I was the Rams with Sean McVay, the 49ers with Kyle Shanahan, the Dolphins with Mike McDaniel, I'm calling Carolina going, what do you want? And I might even be willing to give a little bit of an overpay. Give me Bryce Young and let one of the Wizards fix it.
All right. One more, Kap.
Number 5.
Who is must-see on offense for the Bears? Not your favorite player, not a guy that you like, but who is the must-see player for the Chicago Bears that resonates with everybody? You got to see him play. a lot of stars in this league now.
Yeah.
And, the one thing about the Bears that we talked about is they're bereft of like multiple stars on there yet. Yet.
Mm-hmm.
We like the units of the defense and the secondary. We like elements of what could be with the offense. But is there a must-see that everyone's got to see on the offense?
Yeah, Caleb Williams. I have to see. I know how talented he is. I know what he can become. He's not there yet, obviously, but he's still must-watch TV for me. Like, okay, they hand the ball to DeAndre Swift. Yeah, good player. I liked him at Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good Lion and an Eagle. Now he's a Bear. But if you said it's Khalil Herbert or Travis Homer or Roshan Johnson, okay, I'll watch them too.
Sure.
Love DJ Moore, stud. But if they throw to Keenan Allen or they throw to Roma, I'll watch that too. I got to watch Caleb.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Okay. All right. That's 5 burning questions right here on Kap and J Hood here on ESPN 1000 and streaming on the ESPN Chicago app.
Oh, I'm sweating.
It's fine, Dion. It's fine now. It's over.
We're good.
We've got Shot or No Shot coming away at 8 o'clock. Let's go back to the phone lines as promised. 312-332-3776 is our telephone number. We're just trying to get your temperature as far as this Chicago Bears team is concerned. I understand if there's angst because you want to see the team achieve. You want to see them in the playoffs because we talked about it all summer. We all definitely want to see it. But again, it doesn't happen overnight. We can't stamp the Bears a playoff team after 2 weeks. It's a process. There's a lot of new moving parts.
There is.
You understand, as Cap always gives you the perspective of what it was like in the 80s, leading into a Super Bowl championship with Ditka. That stuff had to be built in the late 70s, early 80s to get to be a perennial playoff team.
Go back to when Ditka first took over. Bob Avellini. Remember, he was the quarterback?
Good old number 7.
Yeah, rest in peace. And Ditka was furious with him.
Mm-hmm.
Finally went to Jim McMahon. Finally. But he wasn't ready to play then either.
No.
That was what, 82?
Yeah.
And then 83, they weren't great. And then 84, they had the breakout. Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
And they won a playoff game at Washington. I could still tell you the score. I remember that. Wasn't it 23-19?
I got to look that up. In 84, you said?
84,
Yeah.
First round playoff game. I think it was 23-19, a good old number 88. Pat Dunsmore caught a halfback option pass from Walter Payton in the right corner of the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, everyone went, whoa. They got pounded by San Francisco. Pounded, shut up. Walter Payton sitting there, his head in his hands on the bench.
Oh, yeah.
And then that fueled them for the next year to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It takes time.
First year for Ditka was 3-6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a strike.
It was a strike year.
Yeah.
And then 8-8 the next year. And then here you come. Lost in the conference in 84, won the Super Bowl 85, as it kept being in the playoffs right through 88, missed it in 89, 90, 91 in the playoffs for Ditka.
And 84, was it 23-19 the score?
I have to look that up. Cap, I don't know.
I don't know why I remember meaningless facts like that, but I do.
Washington Redskins, you say?
Yes. And I'm sure it was Pat Dunsmore, the backup tight end to Emery Moorhead, and Tim Reitman. I think he was the third tight end.
You said in 1984. I have to look that up. I don't see that right offhand. The playoff game in which they went 11-6.
Yep.
Yeah. 23-19 the final.
There you go.
As we go to Angel in Tampa on Kap and J Hood. Angel, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. I just wanted to make 2 quick points here. I called back in July, and J Hood, you were right. I said I had complete faith in Eberflus to move this team forward, and you said it's going to take more than a haircut and a beard to convince you. Play call management. We saw what happened Sunday night with the challenge flag. So you were right. That's number 1. The number 2 thing I wanted to bring up is, what is the league average per game in which a quarterback is sacked? If you guys have that stat, and where do the Bears rank, not just this year, but historically, if there's data on that, because I'm interested to see how often other quarterbacks are sacked per game, so we can kind of measure ourselves offensively. Because I do think Eberflus is good for the defense, bad for Caleb long term. I'll hang up and listen. Thank y'all.
Angel, thank you very much for the phone call.
Yeah, Shay would have to look that number up.
Yeah.
I don't know where they rank all time, he said. Is that recent history, all time in the history of the franchise? I don't know those answers.
I don't know the answer to that. I don't think that the Bears are the worst team in the National Football League as far as giving up sacks.
But I will tell you, Caleb was under siege. Did you see the when they met at midfield after the game? It was C.J. Stroud and Caleb Williams.
Yes.
Did you hear what he said to him?
He did. He said, stop taking the sacks.
He said,
Yeah.
You've got all the talent. You just keep going, brother. It's what got you here. You're going to be a star in this league. Thought it was super cool of C.J. Stroud to do that. The way he was very, and they're the same age.
Yes.
But he's had a year of experience to put his arm around him and go, relax. I know it was a rough night for you physically. You're going to be great.
Yes. I like how he was able to talk to Caleb Williams. I don't like how social media took that, because in several places they were like, Caleb didn't want to hear it. He's trying to get it, break away. No, he leaned in to listen. Can't just always be in the negative with everything.
His body was killing him. He got the living H beaten out of him.
Yeah, but the idea that people were saying that Caleb didn't want to listen, you tried to tear away from him. No, he actually stood there. He listened to the advice. And seemingly with Caleb being as cerebral as he is, he'll take the positive and the negatives and be able to boil it down to what he needs to be better.
Yeah, he leaned, he shook hands and thought that's all they're going to do. And then you can hear on the tape, C.J. Stroud said, come in here, brother.
Yeah.
And then he did.
Mm-hmm.
He leaned in and listened to him.
Yes.
So, I mean, the people on social media, the keyboard warriors, like, you know what I've always called Twitter, like I think, first coined it.
Mm-hmm.
We're idiots, go to play.
Mm-hmm.
Faceless keyboard warriors. Why didn't he just seem like he was more engaged? Because he just got the living crap kicked out of him, and he wanted to get his gear off and get in the locker room and get some treatment.
Yes.
Oh, now I got to deal with this. I got to deal with the media, and I got to do that. And I got a long flight, and right back at work the next day.
I'm glad that those two came together, because that's the future of our league.
Right.
Those two right there.
Yeah. And I thought it spoke volumes to me about C.J. Stroud.
All right, in 2 minutes, we give you shot or no shot right here on Kap and J Hood.